only 15 months in office, the new Football Kenya Federation takes pride in the significant progress made in advancing football in Kenya. From the successful hosting and delivery of the CHAN 2025 tournament to Kenya's successful hosting of the FIFA Series Women's and continued growth across leagues, national teams, and grassroots development, the Federation remains firmly committed to building a strong, credible, and globally competitive football ecosystem. Among the key milestones achieved so far within our short lifespan in this office and our short tenure since the beginning or since the December 2024, Harambee Stars have participated in the FIFA Series Finals, held from 27th to 30th of March for the first time, 2026. Harambee Starlets have qualified for WAFCON 2026 in Morocco. Kenya's recognition of the CAF Awards, where His Excellency the President William Ruto received the Outstanding Achievement Award for successful hosting CHAN, to the lifting of FIFA's restrictions against FKF following successful fiscal discipline and reforms, which is a really big milestone for us, to Kenya's hosting the FIFA Women's Series 2026 with Harambee Starlets participating in the competition. The CAF President's expression of confidence in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania for Pamoja readiness to host AFCON 2027. The approval for the construction of 2 FIFA arena pitches with a long-term plan to expand to 30 facilities nationwide is also a major milestone for Football Kenya Federation and for the football fraternity at large. Ongoing preparations for Kenya's co-hosting of AFCON 2027, FIFA approval of the establishment of Football Technical Center in Machakos, active scouting programs targeting eligible Kenyans, players in the diaspora to strengthen our national teams has definitely gone unnoticed. As we continue this journey of growing and professionalizing the sport, we have taken note of allegations circulating in the public domain regarding insurance arrangements during the CHAN 2025 tournament. We hereby wish to clarify the following. The procurement of insurance for CHAN 2025 was conducted within the framework of the CAF host agreement, which defines the structures and processes governing tournament operations, including the sourcing of key service providers. Accordingly, we state categorically that the required insurance cover for CHAN 2025 was procured by CAF, not myself, and was duly secured and maintained throughout the tournament. Contrary to the malicious reports, FKF did not transfer or pay any money to any insurance company for CHAN competitions. And I can challenge anybody to provide any evidence that FKF actually paid money to an insurance company. We never did. Those reports are fictitious and outrightly malicious. The insurance cover met all CAF requirements to protect players, officials, staff, and stakeholders, in line with CAF's clear and stringent standards, where insurance is a critical component. All contracted services were delivered in accordance with the tournament requirements and signed. All contracted services were delivered in accordance with the tournament requirements and the signed host agreement. Once again, there was no loss of funds in relation to the insurance cover. There is nowhere FKF paid for insurance cover for CHAN. I want to reiterate FKF never paid any money to any insurance company. This was contracted purely by CAF. As I mentioned recently, when you fight corruption, it fights back. I was clear that I shall not tolerate mediocrity and corruption at the Federation. You have undoubtedly witnessed the reforms we have undertaken through restructuring of the Secretariat. This process is necessary and must continue regardless of the pushback and noise meant to distract us from our football development agenda. I am also aware that there are plans to run a sustained smear campaign against me and the Federation in an attempt to collapse the institution and taint my reputation. This is a reputation I've built over 25 years in terms of developing grassroots football. Never once has anybody, not once has anybody ever accused me of misappropriation. I've invested hundreds of millions in my projects over the years, which is known to majority of the football stakeholders in the country. And it is unfortunate that it takes only one day or one item to bring down 25 years of legacy, or at least an attempt to do so, which we will not allow. This is a desperate act of revenge for the steadfast position or positions I have taken in the past. This also explains the choice of using my person as the poster child in the so-called CHAN scandals. When you talk of the CHAN competitions, if you look at the structure of our organization or the LOC, why only pick Hussein Mohammed? How many other people are in organizing or involved in organizing CHAN? All the way from CAF to the LOC to the Secretariat to the FKF, and it only picked Hussein Mohammed. That clearly shows there's a very specific agenda. The strategy is to keep me busy responding to unfounded fictitious allegations every day. It shall not work. Moving forward, I am willing to engage and cooperate with any investigative agencies on any matter whatsoever, should I be required to do so, but to continue responding to every falsehoods on social media or sponsored press reports is unviable, unsustainable, and destructive. In FKF, all formal correspondence and administrative processes within FKF are conducted through the Office of the General Secretary, Chief Executive Officer, who is also the CEO, and also serves as the accounting officer. I implore you to exercise your journalistic prowess and look at the details and the email threads and the evidence in terms of who was involved and how it happened to be. Because I'm sure some of you have access to that, and it will be available very soon, I'm sure, after the investigative process is concluded. The FKF's president's role is to provide strategic leadership to the Federation. And I want to refer you also to Article 42 of the Constitution in terms of the responsibilities of the President of FKF and processes that also touch on the matter that arose yesterday. FKF remains steadfast in its commitment to transparency, accountability, and good governance, and continues to engage constructively with all relevant stakeholders on this matter. We also reaffirm our respect for the media and the critical role it plays in informing the public. We, however, urge accuracy, fairness, and professionalism in reporting and ensuring that facts are verified and presented in their proper context. Mischaracterization of processes or individuals risks misleading the public and undermining confidence in the institutions responsible for delivering football in Kenya. The Federation remains focused on its core mandate, developing the game and delivering successful international competitions in partnership with all stakeholders. This has been my commitment to Kenyans ever since I took over this office. To answer the pertinent questions that I know have been asked over time, did I participate in the procurement of insurance for Chan? The simple answer is no. And I challenge anybody out there to prove otherwise. There's no such thing, and I want to be very clear on that. Yesterday in the evening, it came to my attention, again through social media and mainstream media publication, that there was a meeting that concluded or decided to suspend some of the officials at FKF. And I wish to state as thus: the provision of the Football Kenya Federation FKF statutes are clear, and the outlined procedures for convening the National Executive Committee meetings are very well elaborated on. So, the purported meeting held on the 24th April was not convened, if it happened, in accordance, because I've not received any formal communication in regards to the same, in accordance with the FKF Constitution 2017, and is therefore irregular and unlawful and unconstitutional. Consequently, any so-called decisions to suspend or to remove any FKF member arising from that sitting is automatically null and void. Article 38, Clause 2 of FKF Constitution provides as follows: the President shall convene meetings of the National Executive Committee. Where 50% of the Executive Committee members request a meeting, the President shall convene it within 21 days, failing which the members may convene the meeting themselves. If you go to Article 42(7) of the Constitution, you will also see procedures of if you want to remove the President of a federation, what needs to happen. So I did not convene any NEC meeting yesterday, nor did I receive any request to convene such a meeting in accordance with the provisions that I've highlighted. In light of the foregoing, I will address the media comprehensively on this matter later on as well, as new developments come up, but in the interest of protecting the integrity of the investigative work that is being carried on by the relevant authorities